Hello, welcome. I am Kelly Hearn, and I'm so happy you're here today because today we are talking all about how feedback is a gift and how you can actually deliver it so that it feels like a gift. Again, I am Kelly Hearn, and you are on the channel for Transitional Leadership, where we help individuals and businesses implement leadership skills to make a bigger impact. So, again, we are talking about leadership and how it is a gift, but you need to deliver it as a gift. And unfortunately, we're not really giving it that way very often, right? I'm sure you can think of one time or 10 times maybe where you have gotten feedback from someone, but it didn't feel like a gift. It didn't feel like something you wanted. Now, I am deep in the throes of gift giving season right now. As I record this in May, we have my birthday, my son's birthday, I think 5 other extended family birthdays. We also have graduation. So there are gifts coming in and out of this house like mad. And oftentimes those gifts, those things that people want for their birthday or graduation, anniversary, something like that, are given from a place of excitement, right? So someone hands you this beautifully wrapped present and you can just see them beaming. They're so excited for you to open it and see what it is because they know that it is something that you want, something that's going to help you, something that's going to get you excited, maybe even something that you specifically asked for. On the other hand, you've probably gotten a gift where someone just sort of gave it to you and said, I know you didn't really ask for this, but I know that you need it. And I saw that your vacuum was really old. And so that's what I got you. Or I saw that you burnt dinner the last time I was here. And it's because you have those really old, gross pans. And so I got you this new pan. And so it's just like thrown at you and you're trying to figure out why you even have this, why this is a present, why this is a gift for you. Or on the flip side of that, you maybe have gotten a gift that was given to you with so much timidness, right? Where the person hands it to you and they're like, well, you might not like it and you can totally return it. I was thinking that it would be really great if you had this, or I know how much you really like tennis. And so I got you a gift certificate to a tennis club, or I got you a gift certificate so you could go get a new racket. But if you don't want that, you can totally get something else. And all the while, in either one of those situations, whether they kind of aggressively threw it at you or they sort of timidly set that gift in front of you with all of the reasons why you might not want it or you might not actually accept it, you're just trying to like mentally try the thing on, right? You're trying to open it up and listen to them, but still figure out if this is actually something you wanted. I didn't ask for the pan, but do I need new pans? Did I want a new pan and it just hadn't occurred to me? Or I know I said something about taking up tennis. Is that really the next hobby for me? And you're just sort of trying to see how it fits for you, see how you feel about this new information that's coming at you. Again, either really aggressively or with so much timidness that you can't even figure out if it's right for you, if it fits for you. Now, you've probably gotten that once or twice. You might be giggling to yourself thinking of the time that your mom, gave you that really random gift and it kind of played out like either one of those scenarios. I know I have one very specific gift in mind that I've gotten that way. But just think if every gift came to you like this, because that's kind of what happens with feedback, particularly negative feedback. You are getting this information, it's just sort of washing over you. And you're trying to figure out if the feedback is something that you want to follow or something that really fits what is meaningful for you or that you actually have a place in using. But you can't because the people keep talking at you, right? You're trying to figure out, do I want this? Is it useful? Could this help me even if I didn't want it? Why do they think that I need this information? But you're not actually accepting it yet. because it's not given to you as a gift. That person doesn't have the anticipation of, I know this is what you want, and I know you are going to get something great out of this, right? So, what can we do when we're delivering feedback to make it feel more like that anticipation, that excitement of a gift, and less like those awkward moments where people are kind of pushing things into your lap? I want you to consider three things. One is your intent or their intent as you're giving them the feedback. The other is their impact, the impact that the decision, the mistake, the results of whatever they did had, and then the root cause. All right. So the intent, the impact, and the root cause. Let's break those down a little bit more. So when you're giving feedback, I want you to think about the impact of what they did. So if someone made a mistake, did it have a really large impact? Was it something that, created some sort of harm or legal issue or compliance concern, or would it plausibly have one of those? So the example I love to give is a fire, right? So if your kids are playing with matches, you don't just say, there was no fire, everything's fine, I don't have to say anything. You know that plausibly there could be, plausibly a bunch of property could be lost, or people could be really hurt or worse. And so you address the plausible impact. So when you're preparing to give someone feedback, you need to consider the impact of what they did or the plausible impact of what could have happened. Then I want you to think about the intent. And it is so easy, especially in the moment, to assume that someone was trying to do something wrong, or that they were in some way, malicious with their intent. And that's just not the case. So often people are trying to do something right. Staying on this fire example, my child, my oldest boy, really wanted to start a fire. And he has started fires in the past, like campfires. And so we told him that he could go start it. Well, he thought he would start it really fast by adding gas to the fire. Now, his intent was good. His intent was to get everything moving. So as soon as we came down, there was a good, strong fire that everybody could enjoy. The impact ended up being minimal. Everything was fine. There was a small area that we kind of had to put out next to the campfire pit, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it was nothing. Could have had a huge plausible impact, right? And his intent wasn't to do something stupid or to make the wrong choice. His intent was to be helpful. So consider those two things. And with intent, I also want you to remember that you don't actually know. So ask the questions. This is a great opportunity that as a leader, which if you're providing feedback to someone, you are leading them or trying to influence them in some way. So ask the questions about their intent. Do not assume that you know. If you're going to make an assumption, assume best intent and then still ask the questions to figure out what that actually was, right? And then the third thing, like I said before, is the root cause. So as I'm talking to my son about how this happened and why there's now fire on the outside of the fire ring and what could have happened had he, been a little bit unlucky in his pursuit of starting this big fire, we talk about why he wanted to do that. Why did you want to have a big fire? Why did you not want to ask mom and dad? Why did you think that adding gas would be the right solution? Why didn't you ask us if you could use the gas? Because obviously we would have told you no. But asking why at least 7 times over will help you get to the root cause and help you find a solution. So one issue in providing the feedback or delivering the feedback is that we don't get to the root cause. And so we then are focusing on the problem area instead of actually looking for a solution. And that's something that I want you to stay away from. I go much deeper into the delivery of feedback in the blog post this week that I will link in the show notes here. But I just want you to, for now, think about your preparation of it. So go into that root cause so that you are more precise in the delivery of the feedback and you can come up with a solution that will actually benefit you all going forward. Hopefully, like in my scenario, you only have this plausible impact that didn't really cause too big of a problem. You understand the intent and you can address the root cause so that this does not occur in the future. But you really need to focus on those three things to make sure that you're getting the right preparation to be able to give the right delivery of feedback. And then one last thing on this, I want you to remember that it isn't just negative feedback that this applies to. So again, in the blog, we are specifically talking about negative feedback and how to make negative feedback a more positive experience. So go over there if you're really focused on your preparation and delivery of negative or constructive feedback, because that's really going to help you out. But remember too that you can learn just as much from a positive situation if you follow these same steps. If you are putting as much stock into that positive situation as you did into a negative one. We don't typically learn as much from positive situations because people don't notice them and people don't speak to them or call them out or dissect them the way they do the negative ones. But you can. So the next time something really great happens, I want you to understand the impact, understand the intent, understand the root cause. Because if you're giving feedback to a person about something really great that they did, maybe they created this amazing project plan that helped organize everything in a way that you could see at a moment's notice everything that was getting done and get stuff back on track if it wasn't. And you want to be able to give the positive feedback to that person. I'm so impressed that you took the initiative to create this project plan. You can tell them about the impact, how it helped everyone stay on track, how it accounted for every single thing that needed to be done in that project, and how it helped things go from a yellow status to a green anytime they needed to because they had the project plan. You can talk about the intent. Gee, Susie, what made you take the step to create this? Because I didn't even ask for it. This is amazing. And understand the intent behind it. Maybe the person was feeling unorganized and they really felt like they needed something to ground themselves and they didn't realize how big of an impact it would have overall. Maybe they had used a project plan in a prior role or a prior position, and they just really felt like everyone around them would benefit from having the same sort of structure. Understand that intent, understand what they were going for. And then the root cause. How did you get here? Why did you do this? Um, where, can we take this? So you'll be more apt to recreate those same solutions, to recreate a better environment when you are dissecting the root cause of even those really positive experiences. All right, I hope that was helpful. So, to just recap for you super quick, anytime that you are going to give feedback, make sure that you prepare before you deliver it. And in your preparation, I want you to think about the impact of what happened, positive or negative, the intent behind the decision that was made. Do not make an assumption. Ask the person or the people why they did what they did. And then the root cause. After you have understood their intent, ask them why and get specific at least 7 times to have a really clear understanding of what's going on and how you can find a solution for the future. All right, that is all for today. Have a wonderful day. And if you learned anything here, make sure that you like, subscribe, share. A lot of work goes into making sure that all of this content is really useful for you and really impactful for you. So it would mean the world if you could get it out to as many people as possible. All right, have a great day.